everyone. So we're switching things up today. I moved it over to the computer so that handwriting could be read. And also, I started looking up information on the birthstones of Aaron's breastplate, but there's so much information, I don't know what's correct. This one I know is not correct because Hebrew starts from left to right and this one did right to left. And I know that because we've gotten consensus that the red one is first and it's on the right hand side going to the left. We talked about that, the firstborn, they start here and then they go to the left. So there's a few cool like pictures. Again, I don't know which one's most correct. This one I'm thinking this might be the one that I end up trusting the most because it seems the most legit, if I'm honest. Like these, I feel like if they're done by someone selling stones, I can't really trust that very much because they're not going to do the same kind of research as what a scholar would. So seeing like recreations like this are kind of neat, and then I kind of want to see this one as well and see their rationale on that. Oh, it might also be a jewelry. See, I can't really trust it if it's a jewelry store. I just have trouble trusting in that. So I was just looking on Wikipedia, honestly, because I feel like that's the most or the least biased at the moment that I have. They had that one. I thought that was from a few scholars, but it might just be from some people trying to make some money. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Okay, so we're starting this. And it's interesting, there's so much debate over this. I didn't expect the rocks to cause such a whole kerfuffle. But apparently, so this would be the recreation of the high priest. This is the ephod, is like the linen part of it. It's like connected to his shoulders and around his waist here. There's two stones on top that are listing all of the names of the tribes, and then again they're listed here as well. So they were each made from specific minerals, not identical to another, and each of them was representative of a specific tribe whose name was to be inscribed on the stone. So that's what I'm curious about. Like, how did they get chosen for each tribe? Or am I reading too much into this? It might just be they're pretty rocks and we chose that one. But there might be a reason. And so I was looking it up, and Josephus, that same guy that I was talking about a couple days ago, he wrote like a bunch of history. There's a lot of documents around with his name on it, and I don't know if it's just because he's famous or people are just imitating him and saying they're Josephus. But some people are saying, oh, it's because they're like, what do you call it? Like, you know how we have birthstones? Oh, we have birthstones, so that's what it was, and that's just not something that I accept quite yet. These people I've looked up Bible study. They were really fun. So they make a point, hey, they're some of these names now mean diamond, ruby, sapphire, but at the time of it being created, did they have the capacity to engrave diamond, ruby, and sapphire? These are the hardest stones. So they're probably not those diamonds, rubies, and sapphires. They made this whole point that's probably not it. So I'm liking their chart the most. So I think I'm going to end up using theirs, but I'm just letting you know, I just wanted happy rocks. It's a lot more complicated than I thought. We're going to continue that on another day. But anyways, so we're going to continue the rocks on another day. I thought something easy for today would be the months because I still haven't looked those up. And so for the months, we have the first month is Nisan, and now I get to do a fun thing, and I get to say, what is Nisan in Hebrew? And it's the first month. It's the month of spring and the time of Passover. And the name is associated with the Hebrew word bud or miracles, symbolizing redemption and new beginnings. Oh, that does add a lot of, that's fun. Oh, I like that. Okay, so it means bud or blossom or miracles. That's amazing. I'm gonna write that down. And that's just from the AI chat, y'all. Sometimes I don't go too deep. Sometimes I go deeper and try and look up different sources for each meeting. Sometimes I just accept the AI. I'm going to put redemption because it also listed that too. So anything I feel like might have some kind of significance, that's really significant considering it's the Passover, when everyone's redeemed. Uh-huh. So I can go, I like this one sometimes, the chabad.org. I like them. Oh, actually, no, I really like this one. This one is a good one. There's another one who I don't know if I trust all the time. It can have some pretty wild out there theories. Okay. But it marks the beginning of the spring months, the first months of the year. It's ushered in the first Jewish month and commenced the lunar calendar the Jews have been following ever since. It was the first commandment given to the newly born nation of Israel, even before the exodus of Egypt. This month we celebrate the Passover. And what's Sephira? Ooh, it took 7 weeks, 49 days from when the Jewish people left Egypt until they received the Torah from God at the foot of Mount Sinai, celebrated today as the holiday of Shabbat. Ooh, I love this website. So great. Okay, giving of the Torah on Mount Sinai. Didn't know that. That's great. It explained that the 49 days that connect Passover with Shabbat correspond to the 49 drives and traits of the human heart. Each day saw the refinement of one of those Sephirot traits, bringing the people of Israel one step closer to spiritual perfection. Each year we retrace this inner journey with our counting of the Omer. What's that? Counting 49 days. But what are the traits? I want to see what those are now. Okay, I got a whole other topic to go on now. How can I open in a new tab? I want to see that in a new tab. Okay, whatever. I'll do it later. Okay, and then the dedication. The year after Exodus, on each of the first 12 days of the month, another one of the 12 princes of Israel brought offerings to inaugurate the Mikshon, the traveling sanctuary that the people had built for God. Nowadays, on each of these days, we read the portion of the Torah that details the gifts brought on that day, as well as special prayer. That's Yehi Ratzon. May it be your will, words beginning certain prayers. There's a whole. This is a lot bigger than I thought it'd be. Whew, okay. I thought I was just looking up meanings of the names of the month. This is a whole thing. Okay, I did not understand any of this history. That's really cool. Okay, sorry if I'm moving fast. A special mitzvah can be fulfilled only once a year. A mitzvah is like a good act, an act of goodness. Any time during the month of Nisan is to recite the blessing or prayer made upon seeing a fruit tree in bloom. That is so cute. So blessing it before eating, the performance of a certain mitzvah and at certain other occasions, a blessing shared with another for good health. Oh, so when you see a fruit tree, you can bless it with good health. That is so cute. Many people visit botanical gardens during this time so as to avail themselves of an opportunity to observe this beautiful mitzvah. I love that. That's a tradition to stop and smell the roses, really, like look at a fruit tree and admire it and thank God for it. That's amazing. It is mentioned in the Talmud that according to one tradition, the 3 patriarchs of the Jewish people, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, were born and passed away in the month of Nisan. That's interesting because I did see their names put on the breastplate for that month. Oh, where am I? I think it was back on the Wikipedia page. It talked about how it starts off with, is it going to say? Some of the names of, it's not on any of these. I'm trying to see. So, okay, whatever. When you see this top right stone, it's so small, I'm sorry. Seventh-day Adventists. That's okay. On this carbuncle. Ooh, they have Levi first. That's not correct either. See, we're all kinds of confused about this effort. It's okay. It's whatever. Anyways, when you see the red of the stone, it actually had engraved the three names of the patriarchs on it. So on this red stone, which should be first, because remember they read left to right, it would say Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And then at the end here, it would say, after Benjamin, it would say the 12 tribes of Israel as like an ending note. So there's a starting note. It's giving homage to the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And it's ending and saying, hey, that was everyone, 12 tribes of Israel. So I saw that on one of the other parts I was looking up. But it's interesting that it's related to, they're listed on that one in terms of that might have been when they were born and passed away, that kind of tradition. So I'm going to put them here and see what happens. Who knows? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Isaac and Jacob. We're just having fun. Why not? Okay, so that's Nissan. That's a lot. So I also want to look up these traits because it's like a purification process. So Sephiroth. So this Shabbat, it's like it's Jewish for sure. Sometimes it's more messianic than Jewish. Messianic is people who believe in the Messiah. So people who believe in Jesus, they just still separate Judaism. So it's interesting to see that they preserve this knowledge that kind of helps us to put the Bible into context sometimes. It's good not to focus on it. That can be a rabbit hole that I might be going down right now. I'm sorry, but I just really want to find out about rocks. Sephiroth. So is that right? Sephiroth. So we're trying to figure out about rocks, and I'm getting distracted, but we'll see. Okay. Yeah, no I there. And this is 49 days. That's just interesting to me. Okay. So first month is Nisan. Check. The next month, this is going to take a while, is Ayar. Okay. So let's go back to... I also wanted to see if they had the other website that I like. Oh, month of salvation. Look, see? This is why you scroll down. Okay, back on Nisan. Are you discouraged by this evil world? Do you sometimes utter a prayer? Oh Lord, I know that you will help us, but will you help us before you will help us? When things are dark and seemingly hopeless, it is tempting to yield to passivity and even despair. But it is precisely then that our faith must rise up and become all the more emboldened. Faith in God's love is the victory that overcomes the world and its illusions. Whoa, that's... Dude, who is this? HebrewForChristians.com. This is awesome. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth gives way, the mountains be moved, and the heart of the sea. So this is a passage. It's related to Passover. And it's still related to Passover. Okay, so it was Hebrew for Christians teaching you about the month of Nisan and deliverance. Just a little, kind of like a homily, honestly, on that. That's fun. Okay, moving on. ER. I got distracted again. Oh, Lord. ER and Hebrew. What's going on here? I can just read this really quick. They pulled everything from the most recent websites. It's the second month. Yes, we know this. Usually following in April to May, known as the month of healing and transition. Its name is Babylonian, while the Bible calls it Ziv, shining. It has 29 days and focuses on spiritual refinement. It's considered a time of healing as an acronym for the Hebrew phrase Ani Hashem Rafeka. I am the Lord, your healer. Oh, so it's like an acronym. That's like when the name comes together, but in Hebrew it's like their symbols. So it's like when their symbols are kind of like similar, it took on this double meaning. Interesting. It's the only month where every day is part of the counting of the Omer, a time of self-improvement between Passover and Shavuot. Oh, so counting the Omer, that's the thing that I couldn't pronounce otherwise. The Sephirot, the 49 days, that's what they were talking about. Counting the 49 days. It's kind of like our Lent. Instead of 49 days, we do 40. But it's a time of self-improvement between Passover and Shavuot. We do ours before the Passover. Interesting. That's cool. And they have a second chance, a second Passover for those who couldn't bring the offering on time. Uh-huh. And then that's later on. Interesting. It means rosette blossom. I want to keep looking. Ooh, okay. So shortly after the Exodus, the 30 Israelites reached a well of bitter water. Moses cast a tree into the water and it miraculously became sweet. God then promised that if Israel followed his ways, the diseases I have placed on Egypt, I will not place on you, for I am God, your healer. That's why it's known as the healing month. So the acronym for this last phrase spells out the name of the month of Ayar, and they give us the example here. This is why I like this website. I can kind of see it. I don't really see it. I don't know. It's a different language. Thus indicating that Ayar is a propitious. We're going to look this word up. Time for healing. I'm just having a whole night. A favorable or auspicious or likely to result in success. We pray, grant us success. Okay, so it's every single day is included in that Sephirot, that counting of Omer, the measure, and it's 49 days where they focus on preparing to receive God's word. So it's very similar to like Catholic Lent. Okay, and it represents another step in the spiritual journey towards Sinai. I do want to see what exactly the actions that they did, the good deeds or the mitzvah. I'm going to research that later. I'm sorry. Okay, staying focused. I'm probably just going to do this first 3 rows if I'm honest. Okay, so we're going to say it's healing. And also that second chance because they could offer that Passover if they missed that first one, which is interesting. I didn't know they offered that. Okay. Next, I think I'm literally just going to do these 3 and be done, guys. I'm sorry wasting your time tonight, but we're moving on. Next month is Sivan. The 3rd month, counting from Nisan, usually occurring in May through June. It's a 30-day month marked by the holiday of Shavuot, celebrating the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai. Yay! So it's known as the month of Revelation, when the Jewish people received the Torah. Shavuot, the Feast of Weeks. Is this the same as... I might have been saying it wrong. Okay, I'm so sorry. I got distracted again. Okay, focused. It fell. This is how I study. 2 tablets of the covenant, twins. That's interesting. Because it was a brother. It was James in this one. The name appears only once in the Bible in Esther 8:9. Let's open that up because I still don't know what this one's about. In the month of this on... Okay, I want to see the actual... Okay, Esther's 8:9. The king's scribes were summoned at that time in the 3rd month, which is the month of Sivan, on the 23rd day. And an edict was written according to all that Mordecai commanded concerning the Jews, to the satraps and the governors and the officials of the provinces from India to Ethiopia. 127 provinces, to each province in its own script, and to each people in its own language, and also to the Jews in their script and their language. Okay, these ads are bugging me. I'm so sorry. Okay. Is this one when they're successful or when they're not? Let me see who's going. Yes. Okay, so that was when they were successful. So this one is victory. Oh, this is great. So going back to 8, 9. Where did I go? So this edict, this was their success. So that's interesting. So the only other time it's mentioned in the Bible is when it was success for Purim. So this was, I talked about, I think, the first episode I did of this. And Esther, well, the king orders kind of pretty much a genocide of all the Jews because he has a really mischievous, underhanded advisor who says that, oh, these are all rebellious people, so you should put down that rebellion. And so he agrees to put down that rebellion, aka kill them all. He orders everyone around them, hey, if you like, I give you permission, just basically wipe them out. So this is the victory over them because now he couldn't take back that order because the king's seal was on it. And once the king's seal is on something, it's unrevocable. It cannot be taken back. So he sent out a new one concerning the Jews, and he's saying, hey, you're all allowed to fight back, and these Jews, I'm going to support them personally, and so good luck. And so anyone who still tried to oppose them, but ultimately failed. So this was the Jews getting victory over these people who were malicious to them. And that really underhanded assistant to the king ended up dying as well. So um, that's Purim. They celebrate still to this day. But yeah, I guess that is definitely a victory. So Sivan in Hebrew, meaning season or time, and it's the month of Revelation. Interesting. Oh, because Esther, the famous quote is there, from there is like, oh, maybe you were put in this position for such a time as this. That's interesting. Okay. I'm just having fun, guys. Just rolling with it. So it's the month of Revelation because they received the stones, the 10 Commandments. And then it's also the month of, what did I want to say? Time, seasons. It's zodiac sign. Why does it have a zodiac sign? Okay, maybe I do need to look this up. Well, I'm going to end it here anyways on this third one. Okay, it's been fun, guys, but that's long enough. I'm sorry I rambled tonight and was not focused, but this is how I study in real life, authentically. And I hope you maybe, hopefully, learn something with me or have an idea for something you're curious about as well. Have a good night.